Hi, my name is Larry.
And my name is Andrew.
And we're Dragonfly. This is Time Slips Away From Me. My breath was suddenly taken as I watched you wander by. Felt your tender innocence and I wondered, are you shy? But the most that I could ask for just a minute of your time. Gaze upon your beauty, though it never will be mine. Time slips away from me every time you are beside me. I don't know where my mind is anytime you are near. I don't know how I can see when my heart is clearly blind. I don't have the answer. Get you off my mind, and I know it's surely you, 'cause there's nothing I can do but fall. My heart was greatly shaken, but I knew you could not see. Fever-bound compassion running wild inside of me. If only for one moment, take my body, take control. Release these chains of burden and desires from my soul. I know it wasn't possible for me to make you mine, but the most that I could ask for just a minute of your time. Time slips away from me every time you are beside me. I don't know where my mind is anytime you are near. I don't know how I can see when my heart is clearly blind. I don't have the answers to get you off my mind, and I know it's surely you, 'cause there's nothing I can do but fall.
All right, you ready?
This is called Look at Us. I never knew a lady like you before. Take a day, just look around, see all the love my heart has found in you. Look at me, look at you, look at all we've been through. Look at me, look at you, look at all we can do.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal. I'm Dolph, and this is my co-host, Mary.
Hi, Dolph. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Mary. We haven't had a show since June. We recorded 2 shows. We've had a real busy summer, and we're starting off this show, which I believe is 23. We haven't lost count yet. We've got some people that came all the way from Texas. They heard of the show from somebody who lives in Charlevoix. They looked us up on the internet on upnorthmedia.org, and you're going to enjoy them. We always start our show out with music, and they just played 2 tunes. And so what's new, Mary?
Okay, well, it's good to be back on the air and start our another fall season of Northern Michigan Musicians Journal. And come to think of it, in 2 months we're going to have our 2nd year anniversary.
I know, we're going to have to get a cake and 2 big candles. We only had 1 last year, huh?
And maybe even celebrate the people we've had on during the year.
We could do that. All we have to do is get the old footage and edit it, right?
Right.
I think it might be easier to get the people here in person, huh?
Right.
So, but that's really cool. Yes, this is going to be our 2nd year. And I got my hair cut, and that's why I'm wearing a suit today. I just thought, I've never worn a suit on the show. And you look great, Mary. I like your sweater.
Thank you.
And have you gone sailing yet with Michelle?
No, I won't be able to do that tomorrow because we've had a couple of rain dates. And one of them were that we were facing thunderstorms, lightning and thunder, and so the 2 tall ship adventures were canceled this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. And then the Somerset Point Yacht Club, home of the Blue Harbor Grill, and the 2012 Talent Contest is on tomorrow, the 27th, and then the grand finale is the 28th. So you're coming to do some video.
Yes, I am.
To come here, some of the acts.
Right. And I've heard there's some good ones coming up too about Gail Boss, and then also Cal Manis, who we have had on the show.
That's true. We had a competition on the 13th and the 20th of September, and Gail Gary Boss won for the 13th, and the band Cascade Hollow won for the 20th. And Cal Manis is in Cascade Hollow.
Yes.
And so is Bruce Smith and John Nicewander.
Okay.
And they're going to be playing on Friday for the playoffs for the big prize. And we don't know who the 3rd act is, but on the 27th we have Annette Sear. And Laren Corey is going to be backing Annette. But then Laren's playing solo on his own.
Right.
He's a good possibility to win and to be on the finals on the 28th. And then there is a band called the Yanni Brothers. And actually, I don't know everybody on the Yanni Brothers, but Lee Dyer is one of the members, and I believe his brother might be someone else. It's a 3-piece jazz band. And so they're another possibility that, you know, can make it to the finals on the 28th. And I've had a lot of fun doing this. Frankly, on the 13th, no one knew there was a talent contest. It was rather noisy. But on the 20th, it was the complete opposite. The people came to have dinner and listen to the music. We also had a sound problem. Speakers were this way, and then the monitors were configured on angles, which is good in a room with good acoustics. But I put the speakers all on one side, and they only had one wall to bounce off of, and the sound was a lot better on the 20th. So.
Okay, and then with Andre's place too, Michelle is looking for a new building to house Andre's place. She was on North Royal Drive, but Ron Goebbels, the person who had the building, some reason or another, he wants the building back now, and so Andre's Place is looking for a new home to continually serve challenged artists.
That's right. So, well, how much room does Michelle need?
Well, she has to have a large room that is in the back when she does do her art classes, and so where some of these people also may be in wheelchairs, and so that they have to have room to place the wheelchair, and so these people will have enough room at the table that they're able to spread out and they can work on their projects.
Andre was Michelle's son, and he is deceased.
Andre Crisp.
Huh?
Andre Crisp.
Andre Crisp.
Yeah.
Okay, not Saint Amant.
Right.
But she was
No.
married back then.
Yes.
Okay, but anyway, though, it's a nonprofit organization that Michelle started in honor of her son, and she does really good work working with people with disabilities and giving them activities and someplace to go during the day. So if you have an office that maybe isn't rented out right now and might be able to let Michelle use it for a year or so. How long was she with Mr. Goebel's property?
About 2 years,
2
and then
years.
they like to have some exhibition space too, so the artists may display their works at different times.
Yes, they have artwork already on display. I'm sure they're going to want to try to redisplay it, and then they do a lot of interesting crafts. So,
Right.
so Mary's a good friend of Michelle's, and she did a great job on our show. And they have activities like the sailing with, what's the name of the ship?
It's with the Tall Ship Company, and they go out on the Manitou for a couple hours,
The
Grand
Manitou,
Traverse
yeah.
Bay.
Yeah, and so, well, that's great, Mary. What else is going on?
Okay, well, with Toastmasters, seeing I am area governor, that I would like to promote the fall conference coming up November 10th and 11th at the Lexington Hotel in Lansing. And during this time, we will have Lance Thomas, who was the 2006 world champion of public speaking at the international conference. And also, as area governor, one of my duties right now is that I'm coordinating our club contest coming up on October 4th. And then I'm also coordinating the area contest coming on October 15th, and this will take in Cadillac, Petoskey, and Fremont, who are in our district. So that is what I am doing.
Well, that's really good, Mary. You're always busy. You did have a good break over the summer.
Yes, we
And
did.
We're going to do show number 24, where we're not going to have any guests. Me and Mary are going to talk about the summer, and we have a lot of video clips from the summer. Hopefully, we'll be able to edit them into the show, and without revealing too much about that, we were all over the place to sleepy.
And recently, with the Disability Network, I was at the Creative Doers Conference and training over in Gaylord, which was early September. And I would like to thank the disability advocates of Kent County, Stan, Tyler, and Frank, for presenting this training on how to be a community organizer. And they gave us a lot of good information, and I met some council members from other counties, and I would like to say hello to Deborah and Mary from Manistee County too, and so we met a lot of good people over there.
Are you officially a community organizer now?
Yes, I am. We're dealing with a problem with RRIC, which is accessibility, and it was a concern of another guy who I was with, Samir Matorik. He has cerebral palsy, but concerned a problem he had camping with his family during Labor Day, the accessibility at the state park going from the campground, and there's a big overpass, and you have to take several steps to go up there and then go across the road, and then several steps going down getting to the beach. and he is in a wheelchair and also has a service dog. So that is a big problem for him trying to cross a busy highway, US 31 North. And then also the traffic light is several miles down just trying to get across that street.
Wow. Well, you tell the people what does RIC stand for a lot of times.
It means Regional Interagency Consumers Council, where different groups that are under disability networks, and they're under the auspices of the Developmental Disabilities Council in Lansing.
The DDC.
And then where they meet monthly and discuss public transportation, housing, Medicaid, Medicare spend down.
These are organizations that a lot of folks.
And we also have work groups and teleconferences that we get together with our work group once a month through the Disability Network, and we can connect with other groups and our leader who is in Lansing and discuss that issue.
There's probably some folks out there right now who would enjoy and benefit from becoming involved in these groups. So we'll have to get them a address and phone number.
Right.
For this, and they can join you, Mary.
Right.
In the good and wonderful work you're doing.
And then also with the public transportation group too, that we try to go to Beta's monthly meeting every month too, but I wasn't able to go today because it was conflicting with this.
Oh yeah, but now Beta does a lot to help people with disabilities and disadvantages get cheap or free transportation, right?
Right.
So it's good for you to go to their meetings though, because they might talk about something that would directly affect you. Now when they do that, do you speak up then?
Yes, we do. And then I'm also with the diversity committee now too, which is dealing with maybe younger people, and where we're combating bullying, like the gal who was in West Branch, and where she was taken in on a prank being on the homecoming committee, but now that the town and this whole country is rallying around her, because I saw the story on the Today Show.
Oh, yeah.
And about the country is rallying around her now, getting the dress and the shoes, and that she could be on the homecoming court. And a very strong focus of the Developmental Disabilities Council right now is we're involved in Shed the Hate campaign.
Now, what happened to her?
Well, she was able to be, making it legitimately to be on because she probably was from a single mother background or a disabled person too, and where some people played a prank on Facebook.
They played a prank on her?
Yes.
What did they do?
Sort of putting her on the homecoming committee, and she knew that these people had
She really wasn't on the homecoming committee?
Right.
Okay.
It was a prank.
But she's gonna be now?
But, right, because the whole town of West Branch rallied around her. Yeah, and got her on the home.
Did she have a disability?
Well, I think she came from a single mother, and she came from a sort of a poor neighborhood. That was my understanding from the story on the Today Show. And
interesting, yeah. Yeah, I didn't follow that one, but...
But we're very strong on the Disability Network about the Shed the Hate campaign, and we're trying to stamp out hate, no matter who it is, a disabled person, women, men, religion, national origin, and we're just trying to get rid of hate.
That's a good cause, very good cause. It's wonderful working with you, Mary.
Right.
Yeah, so you folks that are interested, don't just listen to the show and turn the TV off. You can call Up North Media, and if they don't have the information, they know how to get in touch with Mary, and she can get back with you. So
And then I'd also like to say, give some commendation to Lisa Woodcox, because our volunteer coordinator, her son plays football for the Titans and Central, both Traverse City teams, but then early that they're going to be having a Patriots game, and where the Disability Network will be displaying their banner, and also the Patriots will be honoring the veterans, especially disabled veterans, during halftime. And
very interesting. Something that I did over the summer was play music at a benefit that was for a disabled veteran.
Right.
A good friend of mine, Bob Drebenstadt, and Mary, you've met Bob, right?
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah, Bob has two sons, Troy and Reagan, and they're both in the military. Well, Reagan was a bomb diffuser. He did that job just like that movie that they had where the guy puts on the heavy protective stuff and he's undoing bombs. And they were not involved in diffusing bombs at the time. I think they were going back to the base. They were on foot, so they did not have the advantages of the bomb detector in their vehicle. And they do have a electronic device that warns them. So they were on foot, and apparently the bomb went off. They were in Afghanistan, and there were 7 of them, and 1 got killed. And Troy was injured and had to come home. He's in Texas. It's funny because our guests today are from Texas.
Yes.
But he's in a hospital, a military medical facility in Texas, where his brother Reagan works, and his dad Bob just got back, because today is September 26th. The benefit was held, I believe, in, well, let's see. This is a Charlevoix Courier newspaper, and it is dated, August 26th. So here's a picture of me playing guitar there, and it was a fundraiser for Troy, and the parents had to drive to or fly to Texas, and the medical coverage covers a lot of things, but it did not cover a lot of their expenses to be able to go there, stay in a motel, and see their son unexpectedly. And so the money from the benefit is to help with this, for the costs that aren't covered by other insurances. And the Bank of Charlevoix is managing the money, and so they made over 10 grand in that benefit, and any money not used will go to the veterans. And Bob is big with the veterans. Bob was a lifer himself in the Army. He was a commando jumping from airplanes. So I played at that, and I'm seeing a funny thing in the window, the director's booth. I think
Yes.
that it's time for us to meet our guests. And so it's thanks, folks, for tuning in to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal. And from Mary and myself, we'll see you in the next segment.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Greetings, everybody out there in TV land. Welcome to another Northern Michigan Musicians Journal show. My name's Dolph, and it's nice to have you here. We're shown several times during the week, so this could be morning, afternoon, or evening. And remember, we're on Channel 97, so don't be afraid to surf over 50, Channel 50. Now, this is my beautiful and intelligent co-host, Mary. How are you today, Mary?
Very good, Dolph.
Great to
Good
be.
to see you.
Yes, we haven't been.
And you're dressed up for a change.
Yeah, well, I got my hair cut, and when I got up this morning, I says, "What am I going to wear?" Sometimes I plan ahead, and I thought, I'm gonna wear a suit because it goes good with my short hair, and also in honor of our guests, because the guests we have today came all the way from Texas, the big state of Texas, not a little town in Michigan. This is the actual state of Texas. And they'll tell you what town they're from, though. But to my left over here, this is Andrew and Larry, and they're known as Dragonfly. That's the name of their group. There's 3 of them. The third one couldn't make it because he couldn't get off work. And so it's a real honor to have someone all the way from Texas to be on the
Yes,
show.
welcome.
Yeah,
Thank
so let's get started then. You know, they won't be able to see Charter TV in Texas, but they will be able to tune into upnorthmedia.org, and we'll have that on a trailer underneath the screen right around when I'm saying it now. So you'll be able to see yourself there. So tell me, Larry, how did you get the band together? How did you get your name? What city are you from, first off?
I'm from Warren, Texas, and these are my children. This is my son, oldest boy, Andrew,
Yeah.
and my youngest boy that couldn't make it, Tyler. And well, I did it ever since they were children. I thought it was better than Nintendo, and I thought that
Well, Nintendo is, yeah, I've never played Nintendo in my life yet.
well,
Video
I thought,
games.
yeah, I thought that video games were a brain burner, yeah, a waste of time and things. Since then, the kids have introduced me to video games.
Well, it does help take up a lot of time for kids that otherwise wouldn't know what to do. But if you know what to do, that's better.
Well, depending on the game, some help with hand-eye coordination and things like that.
Eye-hand coordination, yes, so that when you can learn how to fly a drone,
Yeah.
and then you can apply and say, well, I played Nintendo and I'm a winner, you know. But if you want to fly, and drones are going to become popular, I hear.
Right.
Everyone's going to have drones, man. I want to get myself a private drone, and they're going to have rules, of course, for drones in the sky eventually. But
Yeah.
but anyway, and you're not from the same town, then, are you, Andrew?
Well, I grew up, he's still in the town where I grew up, but I moved out. I moved to Arlington, Texas. which is-
Oh, that's a well-known
Right.
city there
That's
in
well,
Arlington.
home of the Dallas, Texas Stadium. So.
Wow. Yeah, hey, Larry, how's my friend George?
I don't think he's very happy with you. You didn't vote for him.
Oh, yeah, huh. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, either election did I? Well, that's all right. He'll get over it. So, and I had a friend out there named Mark Yorloff. You never run across Mark, have you?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, I don't know what city he's in. It's a big state. It's like the largest state in the continental United States. I guess Alaska's bigger.
It nearly takes as long to get
Area.
across
Yeah.
Texas as it does to come all the way to Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All that.
Nearly.
From side to side is 16 hours.
You must have a lot in that state then, besides oil.
Right.
Yeah.
You
a
got
lot of cattle.
Cattle. Okay.
But I think we have 26 million people in Texas.
Wow. Boy, you guys don't start your own central bank, you know.
I believe we have one.
Well, maybe. It's possible. So the Dragonfly name, what was the story on that one?
Well, we were going to play in Athens, Texas, and it's really hilly going all the way up there, pretty big hills. And I drive a little Ford Ranger, which is a 4-cylinder, and up the hill she's dragging, and down the hill she's flying, and that's how we came up with Dragonfly.
Wow. And you know, for other people, the thought of a dragonfly is kind of, you know, it's a little more graceful name than, say, for example, call yourself the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right.
Dragonfly, man.
Well, another part of it too is because we kind of laugh because his truck kind of did hum like a.
Because I know that
Even
going through
the-
Texas, especially the Panhandle, that it's really wide open country out there, and you can see planes for miles. And
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Athens is further south. It's a lot of Texas is flat ground, but we come from the hilly side. They're kind of, all of 3/4 of Texas is flat, but just happens the area that we are is the one that's got all the hills in it.
Well, that's really something. Yeah.
Texas has everything from mountains to flatland,
Swamps,
swamps
hills.
to the.
I mean,
Do you have snow anywhere?
yeah,
it-
north.
You,
in the,
really?
In the Panhandle.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
okay,
And,
And
well, it's even snowed in the south the last.
yeah. 2 years
couple-
ago, we got snow on the ground that lasted 3 days. It was about 3 inches thick. But that was the most that we get. No.
Well, yeah, the what is it called? The winds. The winds.
Right.
Prevailing winds.
I forget what they call it. It's
Uh,
way up in the sky.
Yeah.
It really dipped south.
That's the prevailing winds, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah,
well, they call it.
see, we got.
Yeah, I usually I
You-
could say it too. It's Jetstream.
The Jetstream, he got it.
Yes.
You get a bunch of guys our age together. We're playing charades, trying to figure out what. But you got it. The Jetstream is what I meant. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I watch that nowadays. They have the satellite pictures on TV, and it was really dipping south. So,
Yeah.
but I know you have Gila monsters and rattlesnakes.
Yes, sir. I have a story to tell about that too. In my guitar is a rattlesnake tail.
Oh, really? Wow.
Rattle.
And it rattles like a maraca. When you strum the guitar,
That must be why you have that special, unique sound.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to try that. No, the rattlesnakes are going to become an endangered species. Everyone's going to want to have a tail in their guitar.
It resonates
Interesting.
well.
Good
In
stuff.
Texas,
Right.
they actually have a week in northwest Texas. It's called Rattlesnake Roundup.
Oh, yeah?
And they'll go out and they catch them, and they have competitions. Who catches the most rattlesnakes. They have a
Wow.
competition where they fill a sleeping bag full of rattlesnakes, and whoever stays in the sleeping bag the longest wins. So.
Wow. And that's not like a religion?
No.
No,
that's
they just, anybody could get in the sleeping bag and,
people come from different states everywhere around.
Wow.
So you just enter the competition, and they cook rattlesnake, and you can get hats and boots and all kinds of things.
oh yeah, rattlesnake. Well, but they're not, they still multiply like crazy though.
Oh,
So.
yeah,
So
there's-
you could become a hero if rattlesnakes start disappearing, because everyone, the musicians, so you find rattlesnakes without tails in the desert, then
yeah,
that.
probably.
Yeah, it's at least
Well, they
7
grow-
buttons. It may be 9.
Oh, but
The
The-
one that I have.
Every time they shed, they
have a button.
create a button, and that's what makes it rattle.
Wow.
I guess the tail skin coats over some of the other skin that comes off, and it
It
makes
does
a button. and
instead of
it
falling off,
rattles
it becomes
a rattle. And even about every year, well, it depends on where they are, and most of them have up to like 11 or 12 buttons.
Mhm.
Even if they're 20 years old, they'll usually still only have, because
Oh,
after a
so-
while they'll break off and fall off.
How much are they born with? Any
None.
idea?
No.
No buttons
Not
at
until
all.
they shed.
Wow.
Okay.
That could be an idea for somebody who's doing a management pyramid scheme to study rattlesnakes. And you say,
Yeah, that's an idea.
born without a rattle, you work your way up.
Yeah.
Now you guys played 4 songs, and the way our show is laid out, we have 2 in the beginning of the show and 2 at the end. I have no idea which songs are going where, but what are the titles of your songs? And you probably said them when you played them, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what? And you guys wrote all 4 of them, right?
Yes, sir. They're all
Yeah.
original.
Tell me about your songs.
The first one's Time Slips Away From Me. It's one of our earlier songs. It was a poem that you wrote, isn't it?
Yeah, in 1990, I was in the top 100 poets for World Poetry.
Wow. So you're a poet.
And yes, sir, I made a book of poems before I ever played the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And to further my words and lyrics, I made myself learn the guitar, and so I could do more with it. And that's my talent. If I can't play the guitar at all, writing is my talent. I
Excellent.
have.
Oh, very good.
That's where I excel.
Yeah.
And my youngest son is following in my footsteps.
Andrew. No,
Tyler.
you're Andrew.
Tyler.
Tyler was not here. He has to work. What does Tyler do?
He's a chef. Well,
He's a
a short order.
Short
chef.
Yeah. Cool.
He cooks a lot of seafood.
well, he works
Things
for
like that.
seafood right now.
Oh yeah, there's good seafood in Texas. Imagine you're
Oh,
on the
yeah,
ocean.
Yes, sir.
Oh, his,
Hurricanes hit you guys sometimes too.
Yes, sir.
Houston.
Yeah.
His grilled seafood, you don't even have to chew. It just melts and slides down your throat. It's
Wow.
delicious.
He is a very good cook for as young as he is.
But,
Well, I could see why they don't want to let him take time off.
yeah.
Yeah, well, he runs the
He,
place.
he works
He's
6
good.
days a week and pretty much
Oh, he's
doubles
in- yeah.
every day. So he's
What's the name of the restaurant?
Captain Ron's.
Captain Runs.
Seafood. Yes, sir.
Captain Ron's Seafood.
Ron.
Ron. All right.
You guys do have a little Texas accent.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
a
do.
little bit.
We it's because hey folks, these guys came all the way from Texas to be on Northern Michigan Musicians Journal.
Right.
So that So what about song number 2 then?
That's Look at Us.
Look at Us, and
Yes, sir.
you wrote that one.
And both of these are on the CD.
Oh yeah. We have the CD, the official Dragonfly CD. They went through great lengths to make this look authentic and just like handwritten, and like you know, written on the back like that. Looks like you just got a blank. No one ever known that it was mass produced, right?
Yes, sir.
But,
So,
that one we all, him, my brother, and me, we all kind of wrote that one.
oh, so that was the guy, the whole
Yeah.
band.
And the poem, we just added a course with the poem
Mhm.
that I'd written and had published years before and came up with Time Slips Away From Me. The poem was called Just a Minute of Your Time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first song that he's talking about there.
Oh, time slips away.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Now, the second song, we were just playing around one day, weren't we? And,
Yeah, that's how they.
yeah, we have little jam sessions, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with, and then we'll find something and kind of rock it, and then words start coming to.
And we have about 36 songs that are complete songs, and then that's not counting the little pieces and ditties, I want to call them.
How many on here?
There's
8.
8 songs. Oh yeah. Oh, there they are.
But we just sit around and play around, and songs come to life. So.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Oh, that's the best kind when they just pop up. So then, song number 3.
Song number 3 is called Lost.
Okay.
And he was actually playing around with an idea. The first 2 lines of that song, he was playing with them, and I took those words and I completely changed the chord progression that he was playing with,
Mhm.
and I ran with it, and I wrote that song. So that one would be, I guess you could call my original song.
Oh, cool. So you got one by you, one by all of you, and one by you,
Yes, sir.
and the last one.
It's all him again.
It's
Yeah.
Cruel Deception. It was an older song, and we kind of revised it, added a verse, and changed the progression again.
Well, I might be wrong, but we'll probably have songs 1 and 2 at the beginning and 3 and 4 at the end. But
Right.
then our director, Mike Matthews, also does the editing. So, you know, if you have a preference
Right.
where to put them, you know,
Well, we kind of figured that would be the
that's
The
how
way
you
that we
did it in the
Yes, sir.
order.
yes, sir.
Great. Well, Mary, first we have someone from England. We had a guy named Henry Sparks.
Henry Sparks.
And
I've heard
he
that
was
name
back
before.
for a second year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Now we have somebody from Texas.
yeah.
Which is another country in itself.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's 1,300 miles we traveled to
Yeah.
get here.
Yeah, you guys drove
Yes.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, there's the roundup out at the Haylop, and it's an open mic, and it's hosted by Bill Dungeon, and he has a bluegrass group called Sour Mash. And during the open mic, he always has something about the longest drive contest, and they offer some prizes. Whoever came the farthest.
Yeah.
So we ought to go, huh?
Yeah.
Win.
And
You
they're-
guys would have fun there, but what night is it on? Sunday?
It's on
right?
Thursday night,
Thursdays?
but then you can hear it on the college radio station, WNMC, about between 7 and 8 on Saturday morning, and then between 5 and 6 on Sunday night, 90.7.
And you guys are heading back tomorrow, are you?
We're heading back as soon as we get done here.
Oh, really? You're gonna
Yes,
hop in
sir.
the car. Where do you think how far you get before you have to?
We'll get home.
Oh, you're not gonna stay anywhere.
No, we drove straight through to
Drove
get
straight
here,
through.
and we'll drive straight through
Because
to get
I have
home.
to be to work Friday morning.
That's got to be 3 days.
That's rough.
It's 23
23
hours.
23 hours. Oh, so you
Straight
could do
through
that
driving.
in a little
Yeah.
about
Well,
a day.
of course,
then.
I drive 75 miles an hour too. So.
Well, and the police don't watch this show, so you're okay. on
No,
that.
right.
But actually, they usually don't go after you until you're going 80 or more.
Right. Yeah.
In Michigan,
Well,
anyway.
you know the interstates in Texas are now 75 miles an hour.
Oh
Speed
yeah,
limit.
I've heard this, that they're letting up on too many regulations. We're letting up on speed limits, you
Yeah.
know. So you don't have to.
Yeah, I got north of Texas, and I was like, man, the speed limit really drops.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just like the gas. It was like a dime more per state, and the gas was going up, and the speed limit was coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's, that's funny. People like to hear that. I've never heard that
we,
before. But
we filled up at my house for $3.49 a gallon,
wow.
and he's right, it climbed to a dime a state. And
Well, all the refineries are in Texas, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
And they've never built any really new refineries for some reason. We don't add refineries. We pump more
They just
oil.
expand the ones we've got. In
Oh, they do
Texas.
expand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I don't hear about.
They've
They're
been
doing
quite a few.
Valero now.
I believe
heard the-
Valero's doing quite a large expansion. I think they are adding 15 acres to their refinery. So
Well, that's a lot. Well, that's a good thing to hear, because I hear that's part of the cost, because they don't have a lot of refineries. So.
but yeah, they're just expanding the ones they have, I guess.
Well, if they do that, it still helps to keep them up to date.
And that's a lot of employment for Texans.
Yeah,
where I live from.
That's a
is
lot of our.
They work in the refineries.
How is the economy in Texas?
I believe we're only at 4%
4%?
unemployment, or 6%. Something.
6? Well, that's a big
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it was 4. It went up to 6%.
Oh, so it's
Oh, pretty
that's, yeah.
But I think they said that it's coming back down now. So
Me and Andrew, we work in a business that.
never gonna die.
Never
not-
thought of
not-
asking you about that. It's a good thing. What do you guys do?
He's a residential refrigeration technician,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and I'm transport refrigeration mechanic.
Oh, you guys, so you complement each other.
Yes.
Actually, they're completely different fields.
Oh, you don't you do the trains
He-
and the trucks.
Trains, buses, trucks.
And he does
Houses.
houses, yeah.
Businesses. and
Yeah.
things. And they,
So, yeah, I mean, there's actually there's
I have
the
a
residential.
certificate in it, and Andrew has his license as well.
But there's residential, there's transport refrigeration, there's industrial, and there's also appliances. Anything, the ice makers thing, that's completely separate from residential and transportation.
So that's makes me think of Emerson Electric, the stock Emerson Electric.
Yeah.
You deal with Emerson?
I don't. He may, but I don't really deal with Emerson.
But that's a good, I heard refrigeration is going to be up, it's going to be stable. 'Cause
They-
people need it.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
even if they-
especially in Texas.
So,
Yeah.
so we're actually giving stock tips out too on this. So,
Right.
Right.
yep.
But yeah,
Refrigeration.
it's
Refrigeration.
probably about 85, 90 degrees at home right now. So
Oh yeah, it's a hot state.
they definitely need refrigeration.
Oh yeah, air conditioning. Which does
Yes.
that fall into refrigeration sort of?
Well,
yes,
yes,
sir,
sir,
that's
it's
what
all
I, that's what I
refrigeration,
do is
but-
air conditioning.
He does AC, and
But,
me,
but we
everybody's
were
got.
I was also taught in school that to do, as part of one of the courses is to do small appliances,
Uh-huh, yeah.
refrigerators, ice machines.
That would be
Yeah.
about our the same field, because I'm also certified to work on appliances. He's certified, so that would be our field,
Common, yeah.
common field.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as our main occupation, it's completely. I mean, it's refrigeration, but it's two at different ends. He's doing
Yeah.
comfort refrigeration, and I'm doing
Industrial refrigeration.
food and things like that.
Yeah. It's still sort of related, but
Yeah.
both of them in need. Eat your heart out, Kramer.
Right.
That you know who Kramer is from Mad Money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now he doesn't do his show in Texas, does he?
I don't
know
who
where
he
he's
is.
at. But, probably in New Jersey.
Maybe, because I have no idea who he is.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've heard of him. They, our fields, Andrews calls me and we talk on the phone all the time. He'll call me when he's driving home and stuff because he's got a little drive, and he'll, we still talk about refrigeration all the time and share.
If I've had a challenging job, I'll call him and I'll discuss it with him and tell him the problem and how I found the solution, and he interjects. And if I'm
Cool.
having trouble figuring something out, he'll kind of talk to me and help me work my way through it. So
that's cool.
Because-
That father-son deal. You doing real good. Do you have any other kids, daughters, or other sons?
I have a daughter. I have 2 grandchildren, one by Andrew and one by my daughter.
So Andrew's a dad already.
yes, sir.
Okay, right.
She just turned 2 on the 10th of this
Oh,
month.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and your daughter, how old is she?
She's 26. She's the oldest of
She doesn't
the
play
3.
music?
She
She
sings.
sings.
With us every now and then.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And,
that's nice.
And she has my grandson, Cole Dalton Walters. And
And something else about the show today, we don't have an audience very often. just some guy that laughs inappropriately now and then.
Right?
But tonight, or today, we have an audience here also, and we pan, when they were playing, I asked Mike to pan over and show some of the folks here. If we could get them again one more time, that would be great. There's a couple folks over here. Oh, there, you can see the monitor there. See, there they are. Say, wave to the camera.
Yeah.
So, and then that's our official timekeeper clock, so we know what time it is. And I don't know if we know when we're supposed to quit talking or not.
We usually get a hand signal or something.
Yeah.
Cutting you off, saying that's it, huh?
Well, you know, we gotta divide things up here, because we do have the musical part, and then we have the interviewing part, and then me and Mary like to talk about, and that voice will not come out on the recording. I don't know how he does it, but no, he probably will. But 13 minutes, so we're trying to shoot for about 20,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
15 to 20. But
Yeah, I was asking if he needed me to help set up, because I do this kind of stuff for my church.
oh,
That's
really?
good.
I
Good
run
for you.
the light board. We have pretty sure you're familiar with the DMX concert lights, the LEDs.
Oh yeah, they're very cool. They don't
Yeah,
burn.
I run the DMX lights and the house lights of the church. I help with the soundboard and the production of the whole show there at the church.
They're
So-
not as bright as spotlights, but they're bright enough, and then they don't get hot,
Right. Yeah.
which is really something, because you know, I burned myself putting gels on before.
Yeah, and gobos and things
Yeah.
like that. We use gobos and gels a lot, but we use those for the house and the spotlights,
Hmm.
and we use the DMX lights for background lighting and what we use them to scroll through color banks and things like that during the songs. So
If you if you get a video with the whole family sometime, send it to us. We'll
Alright.
put you guys on for a song and say these were our guests.
we may be able to do that
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I believe
that's a
we
good
could do
idea.
next time I come down there to visit, or because Tyler's not gonna.
that. Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
is September 26th, by the way, just for a time frame. Like the last two shows we did in June.
Right.
Well, we got June 21st or something, and we managed to enjoy a good summer, but we didn't put out any shows. But Mary and I have really got around, and we're going to do a separate show just to talk about the Dune Grass Festival and
Now known as the Sleepy Bear Music Festival,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
in Lake Ann, end of July.
got a habit of calling it Dune Grass, yeah. But and Mary was dragged all over the place with another videographer friend.
Right.
She had a good time. We were
Yes, we did.
at Traverse City Film Festival and the opening.
The Cherry Festival too, that we did get a meet and greet with Blue Oyster Cult, and as well as some people from Grand Funk Railroad, minus Mark Farmer.
Farner.
Yes.
And then you interviewed a couple members from the Silver Bullet Band,
Yes, we did.
and I played for the Blue Harbor Grill grand opening.
And then some of the band concerts up in Charlevoix.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you guys left to go videotape something. Who was there?
Well, we had Eileen Howard and Trombones Plus, and it was people who were from Ohio State and UM, the music department. And then we also had a bluegrass, a Western swing group, Sister Wileen, who are from Traverse City, and they did a nice concert of bluegrass and Western swing and some originals. And
Well, you guys have to be back on the show again in the future, and we'll let you know what kind of response we get. The people in northern Michigan don't communicate completely that much, you know. Once in a while, we get a stray phone call
right.
about the show, and somebody with a name that's hard to pronounce. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I told my dad and my uncle and everybody. I said, next time, I actually have a flight school about 4 miles down the road from my house.
Flight school?
Yeah, I told him I'm going to go down there and I'm going to get my pilot's license because next time I'm not driving.
Well, that's pretty cool. You know, our director, Mike Matthews, has taken some videos from an airplane falling out of skydiving.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, get your airplane and
Take some
maybe you
video
guys
of the
can parachute in.
Yes.
I might have to
I
kick him.
don't-
I might have to
Mike
kick
can
him
be
out of
there
the
to
plane
film
because
it.
he's afraid of heights.
I was gonna say, I don't see
Or maybe do
why
something with the
anyone would
goat.
jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't think I want to jump out of an airplane. I never have, and probably don't.
Or
would-
even
Yeah.
Mike could do, use a GoCamp Pro for his helmet and follow you down.
Yeah.
I would jump out of one in a heartbeat just for the fun and thrill, but I'd have to kick him out.
Well, yeah. You think about things like, what if your chute doesn't open?
Well, you got a reserve.
Well, okay, yeah, you pull the reserve. I'll tell you, man. Yeah, but that's a good attitude. I mean, a lot of people skydive. It's a neat experience. One that it's on way down on my list.
I see it as challenging God. God give you life, and I don't see challenging fate. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's a lot like doing the zip line and also
bungee
some other,
jumping.
some other extreme sports.
Yes, ma'am.
Sort of like, yeah, God, if you want to take care of me, you have a real good opportunity now because I'm going to jump out of an
Yeah.
airplane.
Yeah, head first. Let's see.
So but that feeling when you land and you say, wow, he let me live.
Yeah, it's not the fall; it's the sudden stop.
Yeah, I used to work for United Parcel Service, and that was way back in 1972. And there was this one place where the boxes would jam up, and it was way in and these belts, they were way up high, and it was a long way down, and that was on the wall. It's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop.
At the end. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So you guys aren't going to stop anywhere on the way back. What was the best state to drive through and the worst state to drive through? You remember?
I'd probably say Texas was the best state to
The
drive
best.
through.
Okay. Once you got out of Texas.
Missouri wasn't too bad, but we weren't in there very long. so-
I'd say
But
Illinois
Missouri's
was the
beautiful.
worst.
Yeah, Illinois had to be the worst,
Oh, yeah.
just because it was the entire length of the state all the way
All
up,
flat?
You know,
Was it flat? No hills or anything?
not really any hills. It was just the longest stretch of road,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just all the way up the state, straight up. You know.
I have a friend who calls Missouri misery.
Misery.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. If you're in it forever, yeah, it is.
but you guys don't have earthquakes in Texas.
And you
do
never got through Nebraska,
I
did
think,
you?
I think
Yeah.
they have had an
Nebraska's
earthquake
worse.
in Texas.
Nebraska's flat.
And
It's a long state, like she said. I've been through it a long
Yeah,
time
well,
ago.
it's very boring, and it's also, there's no rest stops there when I went through there. And
and I experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
It was been years ago.
If you're going
but,
north to south, I guess it's not too bad.
Nebraska was like the longest state.
I guess the people in Nebraska have good constitutions, huh?
Yeah,
They-
must have.
but one thing you can say, they have a good football team.
Oh,
Yes,
they do.
they have one of the best college football teams,
Yes.
That's-
the Sooners.
And I didn't know you were into football, Mary.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Well, you always learn things when you're on a TV show with people.
I love to play it. I'm
My
not too big on
allegiance is
watching it.
to Michigan State and
Okay.
Ohio State.
Okay. Well, you know what, you guys? This is it. That's all there is. We had a good time. It's time for us to wrap up our interview. So, you want to say hi to anybody out there in TV land?
Okay, good.
Good to meet
you.
y'all.
Good to meet you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much for watching Northern Michigan Musicians Journal on Channel 97 Charter. And we'll see you guys again.
This song is called Lost.
I don't know where I am going. This cruel world keeps on rolling. Seems like my life is going in circles. Damn to walk this dusty road alone. I don't even think my shadow walks beside me. Afraid it'll never make it home again. Tired of traveling on and on this way. Wish I could rest for just a day. Wanna leave this road and lay my body down. Stretch my weary bones across the ground. But there's no place to stop in sight from here. Nothing anymore is very clear. Seems like my life is going in circles. Damn to walk this dusty road alone. I don't even think my shadow walks beside me. Afraid it'll never make it home again. Afraid it'll never make it home. Afraid it'll never make it home again. I can't believe I found the air. Never have to journey on again. Finally get to let my body rest. But I don't know if it's all for the best. I guess my shadow's fears were really true. 'Cause I never made it home to you. I never made it home to you. I don't know what to do, or even what I could say to ease this pain in my heart. It just won't go away. Cruel deception, that's a hell of a mind game you play. Cruel deception, a ridiculous mess you have made. Why did you tell me you cared so much if you really didn't give a damn? Did you say it by mistake, or was it just another part of your plan? Cruel deception, that's a hell of a mind game you play. Cruel deception, a ridiculous mess you have made. Why did you tell